The return of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in T20I cricket was something that came as a surprise to some, a shock to others, and was a source of jubilation for many fans in the cricketing world. After all, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are arguably two of the biggest cricketers that India have ever produced. And having them in the T20I side, or having them back in the T20I side, was seen as a major coup because, according to certain fans, it is imperative that you have two experienced, proven match winners in your T20I World Cup side if you are to give yourself the best chance of lifting that T20 World Cup, which is in one way a fair assessment of things. Of course, there is a counter argument to be made, and we will be making that, as well as talking about, let's say, the cons of this particular decision in this video as well. But it is also worth noting that whilst it is good to have match winners, proven match winners, it does raise a lot of questions about what exactly the direction was that Indian cricket had been going. After all, it is worth noting that after the T20 World Cup semi-final of 2022, in which India were, to put it politely, absolutely humbled by eventual champions England in the semi, they were beaten by 10 wickets, and it was by no means, after a point, even a competitive game. It wasn't even close. Most thought that Rohit and Virat being unavailable for T20Is would mean that the selectors and team management would look to go in a new direction. However, come 6 months in and one more T20I series to go, and the two senior pros are back in the side. Now, you can feel either way you want to about that, but it is safe to say there is divided opinions. Many, including the likes of a Sunil Gavaskar and a Saurav Ganguly, have said that it's good that they are back. But there have been some dissenting voices as well, and one of them is former India cricketer Deep Dasgupta, who of course now does commentary work. Dasgupta, while speaking on Star Sports, did raise a rather interesting point when it comes to the return of Kohli and Rohit, and we'll discuss both those points individually as well as look at the broader picture side of things. The first thing that he said, and this is very really worth debating on a little bit, he said that if they had to go back to Kohli and Rohit, given the squads we had in the past year, it's like going back to square one. And that's an interesting point to make for one very simple reason, that despite the fact that you had Rohit and Kohli performing very, very well in ODI cricket, and to be fair, they are very suited still to ODI and Test cricket. They're top class match winners in that format. There's no debating or denying that. In the T20 format, you saw the emergence of a lot of youngsters who were getting those opportunities thanks to both of these two, as well as KL Rahul being absent. You saw Shubman Gill really grow into his own as a T20 opener. You saw Yashasvi Jaiswal storm into the 11 and potentially make himself in many ways undroppable, barring the return of the Roko Jory. And on top of that, you've also seen the likes of Jitesh Sharma do well in that finishing slot. I agree, his overall runs aren't that great, but the impact that he made there, very good. And of course, how can you forget how well a Rinku Singh did? But all of these players now potentially could be out of the playing 11 thanks to Rohit and Kohli coming back, which means that you took the conscious decision to not include these two, or they took that decision post 2022. You went in a fresh direction. It seemed exciting, it seemed promising. Then you're back all the way to square one in this particular case. And in fact, Deep Dasgupta doesn't just say this, it doesn't just say that, it's about being back to square one. He further adds that it seems like India's directions when it comes to T20I cricket is non-existent. This is the exact quote. He said that the main criticism was the lack of intent from seniors in the last T20 World Cup. So I do not find any direction here for India. That's the thing. One of the reasons many were critical, let's say, of having a team that featured Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul all in the same playing 11 is that it meant that your top three batters were in essence anchors. You had no one who was looking to bat aggressively. You had no one who was looking to play fearless cricket, looking to take the attack to the opposition. Everyone was getting you decent runs. You're getting it at an average of like 40 odd, but the strike rate was just not good enough. You weren't scoring runs quickly, and that was the major reason why you wanted to head in a new direction, which then belies the point, why is it that you've gone back to the old direction? Because you went one way, then at the first sign of panic, or the first time when you inch closer to the tournament, you have a whole different direction and go back to the old way. What is the direction? And Deep Dasgupta does make a valid point, because you had two options. You could have moved past a Rohit, you could have moved past a Kohli and a KL, you could have moved past that idea of batting attritionally in T20 cricket. Yes, attritional, conservative, proper cricketing batting is still worth its weight in gold when it comes to ODI cricket and Test cricket. But this isn't ODI cricket or Test cricket we're talking about. It is T20I cricket, and more often than not over there, it's not just the number of runs you score, but the manner in which you score them that matters. Look at the individual records where there would be average or overall runs scored of the likes of a Rinku Singh or Yashasvi Jaiswal. They're not impressive, albeit with a much smaller sample size, but the key stat to look at when it comes to them is the strike rate. The manner in which they're getting those runs is top notch. In fact, Rinku Singh was at one point averaging over 200 or averaging a strike rate of 200 when it comes to that finisher role in the death overs. Yashasvi was consistently scoring at strike rates of 150. That is very valuable in T20 cricket, where big runs don't matter as much as quick runs. Now, for all you know, the seniors may very well prove you wrong and start scoring at a much quicker rate, and we'll all look like fools in a few months' time, especially if India win the T20 World Cup with Rohit and Kohli in the lineup. But conventional wisdom at this point suggests that India perhaps needed to go in a new direction, and as Deep Dasgupta correctly says, you've gone all the way back to square one. It's an opinion I, as well as many others, happen to agree with, but you could feel otherwise. What are your thoughts on it? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell icon as well. Also, go ahead, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTech app, and if you're already on the channel, well, go right ahead, check out some other videos we posted, and stay tuned, we have plenty more coming your way. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.